The streets will never make you grow. It's not a seed, it's a gutter. There's no happy endings in this life. So this is my message to you. The streets will never love you back. Hey guys, I forgot to put me on auto, but it's good to see you today, Sunday. You know, usually we get together on Sunday, we chop it up. I haven't did this in a while. I have to put my glasses on because then I can't see who's in the comments. But yeah, you know, I usually do this every Sunday. Gary Monteleone. Hi, Gary. How's everything? I see in the chat. Thanks for showing up. Chris Russo. Some shows love the parking lot scene. Okay, well, thanks for everybody showing up. You know, I started doing this on Sunday for everybody to get together. And, you know, we can all come together. We tell each other our problems, things that are going on in our lives, and et cetera, and things like that. You know, it's a good thing because, listen, we're all going through something in our lives. If it ain't us, it's somebody we know. In the background of this photo, this is 86th Street. Not sure if you guys know about 86th Street, Brooklyn. This is the street that that pizzeria behind me is Lenny's Pizzeria. That's the famous pizzeria where John Travolta went in Saturday Night Fever. And he grabbed the 2 slices and he started walking down 86th Street. But, you know, that's a neighborhood back then. It's still there, but it's nothing what it used to be. Every so often, I'm in that neighborhood. It's a neighborhood I grew up in. And, you know, it's actually a lot of memories there. But let me give a couple of shout outs to some people. Uncle Jer, Gary's here, Alphonse Tur, Roderick Molina. So far we got 25 in the chat. Benny Levine, I'll trade you my 86th Street Tops Jack Clark for a t-shirt. Got a Jack Top. Let's do it. David Lancaster, Jasmine Boutique. Looking good, brother. Love the stories as well. You know, I wish I didn't have to wear these glasses, but I have to wear them because I can't see. These like reading glasses. I couldn't see if I don't wear them. So what I do today is I usually drop a link, and you hit the link. You can come on, we get together, and we talk about current events, things that are going on YouTube, in our lives, whatever, positive conversation. And things like that. You know, I was doing this every Sunday, but then when the nice weather started showing up, you know, I know other people have things going on. I have things going on too. But today I made time for you guys because I know a lot of people look forward to this. You know, getting together, come on. It helps people. And it makes people feel good. So that's what I'm looking to do. Let me throw a few comments up. Benny Levine, I'm going to drop a link in a frying pan in another couple minutes. That's a funny one. I'm still hoping you and Sammy could collaborate more. Tony H, 99 cents. Tony H, thank you. I appreciate it. 99 cents. Sounds good to me. And the thing is, you know what? What could we buy for 99 cents today? Think about it. I don't even think, what can we buy for 99 cents today? Could we buy, I don't even think we could buy a drink. If you went to the candy store, right? Could you buy a bottle of water for 99 cents? I'm not sure. I don't think so. Maybe $1. I'm just saying. I appreciate the 99 cents, but I'm just saying. I mean, you can't even buy a slice of pizza today for 99 cents. I think a slice of pizza is like $2.50. If you go to Manhattan, they have these pizza spots that are maybe $1.50. They advertise them for $1 a slice, but they're really like $1.50. I mean, I don't even think you could buy a bagel for 99 cents today. Not even a cup of coffee you can't buy for 99 cents today. So maybe that's a good topic for today. What can we buy for $1 today? I don't think you get anything for $1 today. Not one thing. But I'm here for you guys. So we're going to be chopping it up. Let's see what happens today. Hopefully we have a good show. Before this inflation went crazy, maybe. But now, no chance you can buy anything for under $1. 100%. You can't. Listen. That's a funny one. Big lighter is $35. A big lighter. Remember when the big lighters, I think, were maybe 25 cents, 50 cents? Bless you, Jimmy. Keep up the good work. Alphonse Torillo, Brooklyn. Brooklyn in the house, baby. Love Brooklyn. I'll tell you, Brooklyn has changed so much. Yes, I did. I told that story already, that I met John Gotti Sr. I'm not going to repeat it. But yes, if you go back to my videos, I met him with actually Georgie DeChico. Brighton Beach, Howard Beach here. Lucas Johnson. What's up, Lucas? Let's see. Roy Munson. It's the same in Ireland. The price of everything has gone insane. You have more choice and bigger portions in America. I'm not even, I'll tell you about that thing in America as far as eating a lot of food. I think a lot of people are overweight today. I think people need to slow down as far as eating. Look, I'm doing it myself. Okay, we got some super chats here. Tony H, 9.99 super sticker. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate it. Chris Russo, $5. This could cover a slice and a soda, maybe. It's the truth, right? I think for $5, you might be able to get a slice and a soda. You might be right about that. Absolutely. For $10, maybe 2 slices and a soda, something like that. But everything's so expensive today. It's like insane what's going on in this country. Then you hear stories about people buying up farmland. There's a shortage on food, things to come, what's going on. The politicians are just corrupt in this country. Gary Monteleone, rest in peace. Tony Sirico, Paulie Walnuts. Yes, Tony Sirico passed away a couple days ago. I think I said that yesterday. Tony Sirico is a Brooklyn guy. He did a small bit, I think 5-6 years in prison. When he came home, he started getting into acting. So, Tony Sirico, he will be missed, and he was a great actor for sure. But let me get back into Tony Sirico. Now, this is, look at Mo. Now, this is a super chat, guys. Mo, $299.99. Mo, you're the best, Mo, and I love you for that. And I'll be seeing you soon. I'll see you in a couple of days, and I'm looking forward to seeing you. You're a class act. And I thank you for everything you do, and I appreciate everything you do for me and my family. That's very kind of you. And I can't wait to meet you and see you. We're going to have a beautiful time. Yes, Mo is the man, Gary. He's a good man, friend of mine, big heart, and he don't want no recognition for anything. And he does things underneath the radar. He helps people on the down low. He don't want to take credit for anything he does. That's how of a true gentleman he is. But let's get into Tony Sirico. Tony Sirico is a Brooklyn guy, just passed away. Uh, Out of nowhere, this guy passed away. He did a small bid, maybe 5, 6 years in prison, came home, started getting to acting. He was a knockaround guy, neighborhood guy, put himself around wise guys, growing up with wise guys. And he didn't have to play the part of a wise guy because he actually was a wise guy. And he's a face that we will definitely miss, you know, in the acting business because we won't be seeing him with any new roles. But by him playing Paulie Walnuts on The Sopranos, he gave us a great show. He was great entertainment, and we'll always remember him for that role. And there was another guy who passed away, James Caan. James Caan, another one, another great actor. James Caan played Santino Corleone in The Godfather, Sonny, where he gets killed at the toll booth. And my favorite role with James Caan was when he played Thief. And I could give you a couple of those lines in Thief. When he pulls out the gun and he walks into the club and he goes, "Beat it, Flash," meaning he's flashing the gun. And the guy goes, "Oh," you know. And then he tells the boss in Thief, he goes, "Yeah, I'm a thief." He says, "No rough stuff, no cowboy stuff, no home invasions, just strictly cash and diamonds. That's all I do." He says, "And I don't answer to nobody." He says, "We split up. I take my money. I do what I want with it. You do whatever you want with your money." And at the end, he goes after the boss. He burns his car lot. The boss wants to kill him. But that's a great movie. I recommend the movie Thief. One of my favorites. When he's robbing the safe in the beginning with the Dermalance. He lights the Dermalance and they're burning through safes. But it's a great film for sure. But Mo, thank you for that super chat. I appreciate you very much. Just want to stress that. That means a lot. And, let's not forget Ray Liotta. Ray Liotta was another great one. And it's sad because, we watch these actors growing up and we try to portray them sometimes, because they do such a good job and then they're gone. But, we could just keep on watching them, but they live on forever because of the films. We have 81 people in the chat. Roy Munson, James Caan is a legend. He was also great in the movie Thief. Yes, he was. That's what I just said. Let's see, Jasmine Boutique. Who represents the life the best in movies, in your opinion, Jimmy? Who represents the life the best? Well, it depends what kind of movie. I think Joe Pesci played a hell of a... I think Goodfellas played a hell of a... All of them played great parts in that film. Chaz Palminteri, he's another one. I think he plays a great role. He represents the life. I think he plays a great wise guy. These guys are from the neighborhood. So it's not too hard for these guys to play roles because they grew up in the neighborhood. They grew up in the Bronx. They grew up in Brooklyn. And, they're really good at what they do. Lucas Johnson, 199. Thank you, Lucas Johnson. I appreciate that. Let's see. How about James hated Russo while filming The Godfather. James broke his arm during filming. Oh, that's when he beats him up, right? And he says, "Never touch my sister again." Another great film, Mean Streets. Mean Streets was also great, for sure. Robert De Niro. I like the part with Robert De Niro and Martin Scorsese when in Taxi Driver, when he's driving Martin Scorsese and Martin Scorsese's telling Robert De Niro, "Pull over. You see up in that window? My wife, she's cheating on me with another man." And that was Martin Scorsese in that cab. I think that's one of his first films he made, or second one. Here's another good one. The Pope of Greenwich Village was a great movie. Absolutely. I love The Pope of Greenwich Village. Burt Young, uh, Mickey Rourke, Roberts is in that. The guy, the locksmith, is the thief. And then what they do is they put the stuff in the cop's coffee. And remember, the cop has to go to the bathroom. He's running around. He don't know what to do. He has to go to the bathroom. But these are great films. You're never going to see again. And at the end of that film, Mickey Rourke walks into Burt Young's club. I forgot Burt Young's name, what they called him. Something, Bedbug Eddie or something. And he grabs Burt Young's hand and he goes, "When I leave here, I'm the Pope of Greenwich Village." But I tell you, those are definitely, great films for sure. Rosemary Piccolo, we love you, Jimmy. Rosemary, thank you so much. I love you too. That's very kind of you. Thank you. Roro G, they took my finger. Yeah, that's a good one. They took my fucking finger, Charlie. Charlie, they took my finger. I could do some impressions. You people didn't know. What's up, Gerard? Fly Me to the Moon is here. Check out Fly Me to the Moon's channel. I give him a shout out. Fly Me to the Moon. That's it. Yeah, Bedbug Eddie. That's what I said, Gary. But yeah, there's a lot of them. There's a movie. I'm not sure if you guys ever seen. It's called Gangster Wars. It's about Lucky Luciani, Meyer Lansky, Bugsy Siegel, and all those guys at that time. The name of the film is called Gangster Wars. Check it out. It's a great film. Shane Gatlin, Jimmy, beautiful weather in Kansas City. Have a great day, bro. Thank you, you too. Johnny the Greek from London, salute. Jimmy C, love your show. On Sundays, I'm late. I really apologize to all you people out there for not coming on Sunday. I know a lot of you people look forward to this. And just lately, like sometimes I'm busy with my children. It's a beautiful day out. My kids need to get some air. And, they want to, go to a park, go see a movie. Now the summertime's here, so we'll probably be visiting a couple water parks here and there. But Gary Monteleone, he has a good one here, 29th Street. That's another good one. Now, you know what? Look, I watched all these films because I'm a movie buff. Me and my brother My brother went to Lee Strasberg Acting School. I was on a couple sets of a couple films, and this is a special one too. Danny Aiello's in this, and I forgot the other guy's name, the main actor. I forgot his name, but this is where they win the lottery, and he borrows the money off one of the guys, and he gives the lottery ticket to somebody, but the guy he gives the lottery ticket to is a dear friend of his father's. So he thought he lost the lottery ticket because he wanted to pay a bet off that he owed to somebody. And they knew he had the winning ticket, which, that part I don't understand, because what does it take to win the lottery? Come on. You know how hard it is to win 3 numbers? Imagine 6 numbers. But that's a great film. I love the part when he goes, "You're born on $1, kid." Yeah, guys, do me a favor. Hit the like button. We got 126 people in there. But listen, I love film. When I was a kid growing up, we always watched old-time movies. One of my favorites is James Cagney. I love James Cagney. Angels with Dirty Faces. Rocky Sullivan. Those Dead End Kids, I tell you, they was something else. I remember when they're playing basketball and Rocky Sullivan gives them a $5 bill. He calls it a fin. He goes, "Here's a fin. Go up the street to the supermarket and get some hamburgers, hot dogs, and some buns and bring back the change." Okay? What they do is they spend 5 cents and they bring Rocky back $4.95. So they hand Rocky the money, and he goes, and Rocky's looking, and they say, "Rocky, we spent, we had to spend something." Meanwhile, they robbed everything out of the store. The Dead End Kids, those movies are legend. You're never going to see films like that. Then you have Edward G. Robinson, another great one, where he plays Caesar, Little Caesar. And his boss tells him, he says, "So you think you're a hard guy, huh?" And then Edward G. Robinson tells him, he goes, "Well, there ain't nothing soft about me." So, these lines, I remember them forever because they're lines that stick in my head. Looks like 86th Street behind you there, Jimmy. Good to see you. Yes, that is 86th Street. That's Lenny's Pizzeria. And on the next, right across the street from Lenny's Pizzeria is Bay 23rd. So you got Bay 23rd and 86th Street. Then the next block is Benson Avenue. And then the next block after that is Bath Avenue. Then you got Cropsey Avenue and then Shore Parkway. Well, this is a funny one right here. My Blue Heaven with Steve Martin. Steve Martin was great. I remember Steve Martin when I first watched the movie The Jerk. I went to go see that movie with my father. Now, this is 86th Street. The next block up is 20th Avenue. Okay, it's like a half a block up. On 20th Avenue and 86th Street used to be the Benson Theater. That's where I seen the movie Taps. Okay, with Tom Cruise, Sean Penn, I think Timothy Hutton. But, growing up, that's all we did. Then behind me, if you keep on going straight, we had the Loewy's Movie Theater. And we used to sneak into the Loewy's Movie Theater. There was a side entrance. You walk up maybe 3 flights, and you pull open the bottom of the door. And one guy goes in. One guy pays, and he opens up the door for everybody. But I'm telling you, listen, hey, the fun we used to have back then, it was great. The memories, But My Blue Heaven, that's a funny one too. They're all talking about, well, how much did you get from the government and stuff like that? Well, I got this. Wow, you got more than me. Stuff like that. They're all in the witness protection program. It's comical. You can't make this shit up. But here's one of my favorites right here. Gary Monteleone. Once Upon a Time in America is a classic, but you need to set aside 4 hours to watch it. And there's 3 different endings to that movie. Gary. And in the movie, all you do is you hear the phone, the ring, the ring, the ring, and they got the mob after them. You know, uh, Robert De Niro plays Noodles. All the other characters, you have Cockeye. Uh, you have the handsome guy that passed away, James something. I forgot his name, but James Woods is in that too. But that movie took them 10 years to finish. Look into that. It took them 10 years to make that movie. That's a classic right there. What a great film. Mo, Jimmy, I'll be back east in 2 weeks. Tommy Stiggs and I would like to chop it up with you. We grew up very similar and all ended up going in different directions, but are now doing it right. Mo, anytime, anytime, Mo. Just reach out to me. You know how to contact me. Anytime. You know that. Yes, James Woods was amazing. I like the part in Once Upon in America when they're setting up the guy Joe. I think it's Burt Young or Joe Pesci, one of them, and they pull up next to him and they start spraying him. They spray him, right? One guy gets away. He runs into the chicken coop, and they're looking for him and stuff like that. But I like the part when Noodles tells James Woods, today they tell me and you to set up Joe. Tomorrow they tell me to set up you. Is that okay with you? Because that's not okay with me. I mean, you have some great lines in these movies. The dialogue is amazing. It really is. Uh, Tony Kamaj. Well, Mean Streets, that's another good one when he calls him a mook. Hey, you're a mook. What's a mook? I'm telling you, funny lines, man. They really are. They're funny lines. Jennifer Ledette. Hey, everyone. Happy Sunday and God bless. All much love, Jimmy. The same to you, Jennifer. Thank you. Let's see what else we got over here. I mean, if you got other films, pull them out there. Chris Russo, Jimmy, if you're ever in Indianapolis, I'd love to have you over for dinner with the family. Well, if I'm ever there, I would love to sit down with you, tell a couple stories, meet your family. That's very kind of you, but stay in touch for sure. Thank you. I appreciate that. Friends in Ciphers. Hi, Jimmy. Did you see Mickey Blue Eyes with James Caan? I did. That's another funny movie. Mickey Blue Eyes and James Caan. That's it. I'll tell you, James Caan. You know what I like James Caan in? What's the movie with Nicolas Cage and Sarah Jessica Parker when James Caan has the money and he loves Nicholas and he loves Sarah Jessica Parker? What's the name of that movie? If one of you guys know, let me know. Okay, Nicolas Cage, they're going to Vegas, some kind of Vegas something, and he runs up a debt, and he has to pay his debt. So what he does is he gives up Sarah Jessica Parker to James Caan, and James Caan plays a great part in it. Let's see, Jimmy, do you know where the murder of the 3 Bonanno captains took place? Some sources say 13th Avenue, 66th Street. What kind of club was there? Any idea? I don't know particularly, but yes, it did happen in Brooklyn. Jimmy, I'm going to email you. If you're ever on the east side of PA, I'd love to meet up with you. Sure. The real Jimmy Calandra at gmail.com. But if any of you know that film, Leaving Las Vegas, that's it. There he is. Leaving Las Vegas, where they go to Vegas on vacation And James Caan is this big high roller. Nicolas Cage is sitting down at the table with him, and James Caan has all kinds of money. He's a big shot, and Nicolas Cage loses debt to him, so he can't pay him. So what he does is James Caan tells me, so you know what? Well, I'll take your wife for a couple of days, and Nicolas Cage is like, "You'll take my wife? What are you, crazy?" But he ends up giving him his wife, and of course he loves the wife. He's fallen in love with the wife, but the whole movie is comical, you know. And then at the end, Nicolas Cage, he dresses up as Elvis Presley, and he got to jump out of this plane, parachuting into Vegas. And I'm telling you, it's a very good movie, very good. There's a lot of good films out there. That's it. Honeymoon in Vegas. That's it. Honeymoon in Vegas. Roro G. That's right. Thank you. Yes, the honeymoon in Vegas. Correct. Thank you. I appreciate that. So, look, I'm going to drop a link. Maybe one of you guys want to come on. You want to bring up something. I don't even want to talk about something. And I'll just drop it anyway. It's there. Anybody wants to pick the link, you guys are welcome to pick up the link. Let's see this one. My childhood friend directed James Caan in the film J.L. Ranch. James Caan was great in J.L. Ranch. Let's see this one. Hey, Jimmy, Rocky Sullivan, South Philly. You know, James Cagney was one of my favorite actors. He was a triple threat. He could sing, he could dance, and he can act. And I loved him in actually Yankee Doodle Dandy. You know, that's a great film, Yankee Doodle Dandy. Another old timer I loved was Danny Kaye. Another one, Gene Kelly, Humphrey Bogart, Bob Hope, John Wayne. I mean, all these old time actors, Yul Brynner, Henry Fonda, Charles Bronson, Steve McQueen. I mean, look, the old timers are the best. I love the old timers. Let's see what this is. 2 shout outs in one day. I'm going to faint. Now you got 3. Roro G. Sydney Pringle. What's up, Jimmy? I'll tell you, Mo, you made my day today. Thank you. I appreciate it. Very kind of you. Paul Newman. Gary. Paul Newman. Cool Hand Luke. Now, you know, I don't know if people know the story about Paul Newman, but you know what? There was a James Dean before a Paul Newman. James Dean. I love James Dean. James Dean was also one of my favorite actors. James Dean was the coolest cat there was. You know, Joey D's in the house. Joey D, thanks for showing up. I haven't seen you in a while. And but if James Dean doesn't die in his Porsche, there is no such thing as Paul Newman. But Paul Newman is also one of my favorite actors too. I love Paul Newman. Paul Newman, and he made a lot of films, Paul Newman. But Paul Newman, I loved him in Fort Apache, the Bronx, with Danny Aiello. Great film, okay, where they're playing cops, and you got the crazy people, and he has the sticks going, wah, and he's acting crazy. Old school Mike, if you don't show your face, I cannot let you in. Sorry, buddy, you have to show your face. Let's see who else we got over here. Joey Melrose. Hey, Jimmy, heard you talking about Joey Gallo getting hit at Umberto's Clam House. How crazy was it? He had his 10-year-old stepdaughter with them. 4:30 in the morning, almost got her killed. You know what? That's the thing. When they want you, they get you. But yeah, you know what? I really never read, you know, what time it was and stuff like that. but 4:30 a.m. I think it was his birthday or his girlfriend's birthday. But you know, Crazy Joe Gallo, look, I'm sure he had a pistol on him. I'm sure he felt safe. Okay, another super chat. Nice. Brooklyn South, $20. Keep up the good work, brother. BK all day. Brooklyn, baby. I love Brooklyn. Born and raised in Brooklyn all my life. Methodist Hospital. Steve McQueen. Steve McQueen, the Cincinnati Kid. That's a great one. Redford and Newman. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. That's a great one. Jimmy, how's everything been, man? Lewis Cole. Lewis Cole's here. Thanks, Lewis. Thanks for showing up. Bedbug Eddie. Grant Burt Young and Pope of Greenwich Village. Yes, he was great, for sure. All right, so I got three guys in here. I got Tennis Vidiz. Him I never seen before. Okay, I see you. I got Joey Smokes.
My man.
That's my boy, Joey Smokes.
There's y'all.
Hey, it's good to see you, Joey.
Good to see you always, brother.
I got a couple of people in the chat. Just hold up for a minute. I got Roderick Molina. There he is. Roger. And I have Tennis Videz. Let me see Tennis Videz because I never met Tennis Videz.
Vids. Like videos. Tennis.
There you go. How's everything?
Good. How are you?
Good. So what's up, guys? What's going on? I mean, you know, we're talking about old films over here. I mean,
nice.
You know, if you know any old films, Steve McQueen, Bullet, one guy said. But you know, if you got something you want to talk about, bring it to the table.
Hey, you know, my father had Steve McQueen's Camaro, man. He bought his Camaro. I found a silver dollar in it. Traded to his buddy. He always regretted that, man. He bought one of his Camaros.
Back in the day.
Yeah. Now it's in a museum, I think.
And Videz says, yes, he had the Mustang. You're right. He had the Mustang.
In Bullet.
Yes, in Bullet. I could imagine what that Mustang goes for today.
Look, my father had I think it was a 69 Camaro he owned personally. And he got rid of it. He told me he regretted that. He traded it for a Porsche and something else. And he told me, man, I never should have got rid of that car. I think that dude made big on that, too, on that.
This is another good movie. The Professional was a good movie.
Yeah.
That's I think The Professional, is that with Gary Oldman?
Gary Oldman.
Oh, The Professional was with the hitman, dude. That hitman with that girl that played Prince for Star Wars.
Star Wars.
The hitman, man. A professional hitman. He's like Russian.
All right, that's really look, that's Natalie Portman.
That's it. Natalie Portman.
But the guy who played the cop, the crooked cop, was Gary Oldman. Gary Oldman's a great actor.
Great actor. Great actor.
Gary Oldman. But let's do one at a time. So let me give Tennis Videz. What you got to say? You got something to say?
Well, we're talking about Steve McQueen and that movie he was in with Ali McGraw, where he got out of prison and he had to part of the deal was he had to hold up a bank, and then there was a remake with somebody I forgot. Remember that with Ali McGraw?
The remake was with Pierce Brosnan.
I think so.
Yes. I'm trying. Let's see if someone brings it up. The Getaway.
The Getaway. Right.
There you go. The Getaway.
So there was a little bit of syndicate in that movie, I think, or just corruption, I guess. In the South.
I like the one with Kim Basinger.
Kim Basinger. That's was that the new one? Or was that that was the new one?
Right. With Alec Baldwin.
Yes. All right. So I got Lewis Cole in here too. So I'm gonna add Lewis Cole. But listen, let's all talk one at a time, okay? But I'm gonna give the table to Videz right now. So go ahead, Videz.
Well, you mean tennis vids?
Yes, there you go.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, I mean, so is it limited to old movies? Because I had a question kind of about.
No, you could ask me anything. Go ahead.
Well, I always wondered about the difference between the Chicago mob and the New York, the Chicago syndicate and the New York mafia, and how they dealt with Vegas, because I know that Vegas was really kind of run by the Chicago and Tony Accardo. And where did Tony Accardo? How did he compare with the New York guys? Because he was pretty big, right?
Yes, he was a boss. Well, let me tell you about the mob in general. Okay, you know what? Look, back in those days that you're talking about, the mob had a strong arm, okay, and a long arm. They were very powerful. They were very powerful people, okay, and everyone knew somebody. And if you just came to town, and if you said you were from so and so, they just make a phone call. Listen, hey, so and so's here. He says he's from Brooklyn or something, and right away someone would vouch for him. That's how powerful they were. Wow. Saying you can never do that today. But Accardo was a big guy. Now comparing Chicago, now you know Jersey, Philadelphia had Atlantic City, and Chicago had Vegas. You know. And Vegas at that time was just building up. It's nothing compared to what it is now. They were just building it up. And all that money, they were using Teamster money with Jimmy Hoffa to build Vegas. You know, keep on taking the money, building it up, stuff like that. But I don't have all the answers to your questions. Yeah. But Tony Accardo was actually one of the guys that never even did prison time.
Right.
You know, but yeah, he was a big shot. He was very well respected. And, you know, there's one thing about Chicago. Chicago has the outfit. There's only one family. You know, New York has 5 families. So, you know, there's all kinds of ways of how that works. You know, right. But I really can't give you in detail. Listen, I'm not a mafia historian guy. Right. I'm a guy that fucked up my life at one time and just putting my life back together, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's amazing your story, because you're a living testimony to God's grace. It's all about the grace of God. He will forgive any sin. The Bible says, I'll forgive any sin, even murder. And he forgave David. And David committed murder and adultery, and God forgave him. It's amazing. It's the greatest story ever told. That's the movie, the greatest story ever told about the grace of Jesus Christ.
And that's a great film.
Yes, it is.
And thank you, because you know what? I need to hear stuff like that.
Right. Absolutely.
But anyone else want to say something?
Hey, brother, I got a couple good films I'm gonna bring out, man. So let me know what y'all think of these films. The Game.
What's that?
This movie was a thriller. It was with movie with Michael Douglas. Have anyone seen it?
Yes, it's a great film. Absolutely, with Sean Penn.
Yes. How about this one? You ever see this movie? This is a Hollywood Insider movie. It's about this producer who actually married Ali McGraw. Okay, and this one's called "The Kid Stays in the Picture." It is a really, if you like movies and making movies, this gives you some inside stories about Hollywood.
Yeah, I never seen that.
You gotta see it, bro.
I seen that one, Joey.
Movies. This gives you some serious insights. I think he produced Bullet. I'm not sure, but he fell in love with Ali, and they got together. Okay.
Let me just throw a couple more comments up as Joey's going along too. I heard Capone ran out of New York, and that's why he set up shop in Chicago. Yes, he did get ran out of New York. You know, the story goes that he did something to someone's sister, someone that was connected sister, and the guy ended up grabbing a knife or a blade and he cut him. That's how he got his scar, you know, and he got ran out. And then once he got ran out, he got close to a couple people in Chicago. I forgot the guy's name. And you know what? Then he ended up killing Big Jim Colosimo. Okay, he killed Big Jim. And that's when he took over. I think Frankie Yale was involved in that, and a couple other Chicago guys. But let me just Tony H, Jimmy. I may ask for help for information I'm looking for, if you don't mind. Sure, anytime. Reach out to me, therealjimmycalandra@gmail.com. But if any other guys know anything while I'm talking about the conversation, just chime in.
Hey, look, I'm gonna throw another movie y'all might not have seen. Crazy movie. It's a thrill. The Skeleton Key. Man, this movie. I'm telling you now, y'all ain't seen this movie. You won't know what happens to the end. I'm just gonna tell you that. Crazy movie. I love thrillers like that.
Listen, the best movies were from the 70s, like Serpico, Pelham 1, 2, 3. Do you ever see the 7-Ups?
Trouble Man. That's from the 70s.
I never seen the 7-Ups, but Serpico.
What were you saying?
He got cut off. He froze.
Oh, he froze up.
Yeah, you're right. Serpico was a great movie. Superfly. Let's talk about, look, this is a movie called Trouble Man. Marvin Gaye made the soundtrack. If you ain't never heard soundtrack, Marvin Gaye's soundtrack to this movie, you got to get Marvin Gaye's album Trouble Man. It's a deep movie, and they used him for the soundtrack.
Okay? I gotta say something about Superfly, because I think when you watch that movie, and it's obviously filmed on location in the early 70s in New York. I think it's Harlem. That opening scene with Freddie's dad, that music, and him, they don't get much better than that, man. It's great.
Yeah, it's New York City at its genius. You gotta like it.
Yeah.
That movie was great, man. Superfly, and you said, man, Curtis Mayfield, the music, soundtrack is the whole music. I got the album. I got the whole album.
Yeah, Jimmy.
Yes.
I was just gonna say, I've got a couple of two of the best here. I've got you see
Good
that?
Fellas.
Yeah.
Good fellas.
Good fellas.
Forget about it.
Forget about it, yeah.
Forget about
and then I've got
a classic movie I'm gonna show you.
Godfather.
There you go.
Yes. The Godfather. Now, The Godfather was listen. I'm a big fan of Francis Ford Coppola. I love Francis Ford Coppola. I mean, I love Martin Scorsese, but Francis Ford is my favorite.
And got to say rest in peace to James Caan too, Jimmy.
Absolutely.
Great performance.
Yeah, James Caan, Ray Liotta, Tony Sirico. You know, they say everything happens in threes, right?
There you go. Absolutely.
The Bronx Tale. You gotta have that in your collection.
Oh,
Definitely.
Bronx Tale, yeah.
Bronx Tale.
Gotta have that. Now, do you guys ever heard of this movie, American Me?
Oh, great
Based off the Mexican mafia.
That's a very good movie.
Now, I got a backstory about this. My cousin was a Folsom prison guard for 32 years. He had to stand patrol, guard of the cell when the state troopers came in to interview the guy, Joe Morgan, because they put hits out on people from that movie.
Wow.
Which is well known. He sat there and he actually showed me the real picture of some of these guys. That's who he had them in his prison. The real American. But they messed up on this film because they made things that weren't right. That's why they got hits put on them. Wow. Okay? Because you don't mess with people's life story. That's the thing you don't do.
I got Eddie Olmo's autograph from my mom when he was down here doing Miami Vice.
Yeah, he got a hit on him. You know what helped him? That Danny Trejo. I know who was it? Danny Trejo. You know what I mean? The guy who played the Machete, the actor, saved his life.
I know who you're talking about.
He saved his life from the Mexican mafia. I mean, they were going to put hit on him because he took Hollywood, the Hollywood license where you can do a little creative stuff. You don't mess with these guys' lives. No. Okay, you don't. They live that life. Now I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna just mix it up here. But who remembered the Love Story?
Yeah, I was gonna say
Ali McGraw.
Yeah, that's actually a good film, The Love Story.
Yeah.
I'll have to see that one, Joey. I haven't seen that one, brother.
You should see it, especially if you with your wife or something. Watch it with her. It's a beautiful love. I'm telling you, it's beautiful, man. It's a beautiful story. And I remember watching this when I was a kid with my mother, and I always had this movie, man. And I even watched with, any of my girls, I watched this movie, man. I love that line where it says, love means you never have to say you're sorry.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm
That's a classic
going to
line.
get
You know what I
excited,
mean?
Joey.
Huh?
Will I get excited if I watch it with me missus?
You watch
With
with
the
your
other
missus,
half?
man. She'll love it. She'll love it.
Yeah, I will.
And,
I'll try that one.
Yeah, man. I got, like I said, who remembers Saturday Night Fever? Jimmy just talked about this movie.
Yeah.
That's 45 years ago.
How about James Caan and Brian's song? That's a good one too.
Brian Song. Yes.
Yeah.
Dale Sayers.
Yeah. I Am Third. I got the book. I Am Third. Brian Song, man, by Gail Sayers. And he was in there too with Brian and Brian Piccolo, with his name. He played for Chicago Bears. He said, I am third. God is first. My friends are second. Friends and family, and I am third.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a good one. Bullet with Steve McQueen. But how about this one? Look, this is one I forgot about. Carlito's Way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a great one.
Man, that's a good one.
I like in the beginning when he's in front of the judge and he tells the judge, Your Honor, I've been rehabilitated. Now I want to be relocated.
That's classic.
I love it.
Did you guys watch this movie? And I think Cher did it, but this is one of her best movies to me. The Mask. The Mask.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
True story.
That's
It's
funny.
a good movie.
It's a great film, man.
And what's his name played in this movie? Sam Elliott. He's a great actor.
Yeah.
That's another great actor.
Yeah, he was in that movie with Patrick Swayze when he's the bouncer.
That's right, yeah.
Right. The one he's a bouncer.
Roadhouse.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a classic for y'all. Red Dawn.
Oh, this was Red Dawn's good, but this is a good one too.
Patrick Swayze.
Not Thief with James Caan's great movie, but this one, Heat.
Yeah.
Heat.
Oh yeah.
And Robert De Niro when they're sitting down at the table and Robert De Niro tells Al Pacino, you know what? There's a flip side to that coin.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that was the first time they were in a movie together at the same time.
I think so.
That's the first time in a movie in a scene together. In a scene, because they were in The Godfather.
Yeah.
But they were never in a scene together.
Right.
Right. Now I'm gonna tell you a good movie that's funny. It's a funny movie. I think y'all like it though, because it's like mafia style, but it ain't. The Big Hit. The Big Hit. They're all hitmen, and they all go after Mark Wahlberg because he didn't want. It's just a funny, but it's a good damn movie. Man. It's a good one, man. Like crime on a comedy level.
Well, here's another good one. Dog Day Afternoon.
There you go.
Right.
And John Cazale. Now, John Cazale, he was one of the best.
One of the best.
Yeah, he was. I think he won an Oscar. Every movie he was in won a Best Picture Oscar.
Right.
Oh, listen, he's a master. That guy was a master.
Right.
Are you kidding me? I mean, it's a shame he died very young. I think when he died, he was engaged to what's her face?
Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep, yes. And he was also in The Dare Hunter too.
The Deer.
Right,
I was going to say that, Jimmy. The Deer Hunter. That's one of my favorite films.
Another
The
great
Deer Hunter.
Dare Hunter is a great film.
That was filmed in Pittsburgh.
Well, he's the original Fredo, right?
Yes.
And Chris Como's Fredo. They call him Fredo now, right?
Yeah. Here's another good one. Midnight Run with Dennis Farina. That's another legend, Dennis Farina. He was great.
Absolutely. Yeah, he was great. They're all going, man.
That's another good one. Alpha Dog. That's a true story what they did to that kid.
That was terrible.
Yeah. That was terrible, but it's good. That actually was
good movie. Terrible story.
Yep.
You know, Amber Heard's in that movie, Alpha Dog.
Yeah, Amber Heard.
She's she's a really gorgeous. She may not even be on the title, but she's the real gorgeous little blonde, like high school girl that the kid goes swimming with.
Yeah, she's yeah, I believe she's in there. Then I'm gonna tell you what, this movie was sad what they did to that kid's brother.
Yeah, it was.
But it's based off a true story. They're gonna do a little Hollywood thing. But you know what? What's his name? That did this movie. What's his name? Justin Timberlake for his first movie. I think that was his first movie. He didn't do bad either.
Good actor. Good actor.
You know. But what about The Long Kiss Goodnight? That Samuel L. Jackson movie where she was a hitman and she didn't know she was, and what's her name? Gina Davis didn't know she was like a CIA officer, but then she get her memory back. She was like the professional almost. Like she was just killing all of them. You know what I mean? But this was actually a sleeper film. It was a good film.
You know what else movies I like? The movies with Jackie Gleason when he played Smokey and the Bandit, the sheriff.
Oh my God, that was the most hilarious movie, bro.
Yeah, I love Smoking the Bandit, Jimmy. I love that film.
And I'm gonna tell you another movie with Chris Rock. I'm gonna tell y'all remember this one, Dogma.
Yeah,
Dogma is kind of like when they're trying to get back to hell, the angels.
Yeah,
and they're trying to get back into heaven, and it's with Ben Affleck and what's his name? Man, this was actually a good movie with Selma Hayek. Good movie, you know what I mean?
Damn, man. Hey, Joey D, you got a lot of films there, right?
You know what it is? I used to have more films, you know what I mean? But I got rid of a lot of them.
You know what? Listen, I used to collect all those old DVDs, but then I just got rid of them.
Everything's streaming,
man. I still like them. I still like to put them in sometime, have them, especially if it's a certain movie like like I said, The Bronx Tales or Godfather.
But even before that, they had the Betamax and the VHS tapes.
Still got some of them. Yeah.
What about? Are we forgetting Tony Montana? Scarface.
Oh man, let me
Scarface. Yeah.
Scarface.
I just watched Scarface 2 days ago.
How about King of New York?
Look, Roro G is getting a lot of play today. Suicide Kings with Astoria's own Christopher Walken, Walken's Bakery, Broadway, Astoria, Queens. The Suicide Kings. That was a good movie, Suicide Kings.
Hey Jimmy, I'll tell you another film, Joey Deal, like it. Remember Blow with Johnny Depp?
Oh, that's the one he told me about. I didn't realize. I forgot he made that movie. That was a good movie, Johnny Depp.
Great movie, though.
The Fifth Element was actually a really good movie.
I got one for you guys. I got one for you guys. This is a great one. Okay, there's a lot of actors in this. True Romance.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
True Romance with Gary Oldman. Remember when Gary Oldman is playing the pimp?
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
He plays a great part in that.
Yeah.
When Christopher Walken knocks at the door, and he tells him, he said, I'm here for so-and-so. She's my wife. And Gary Oldman tells him, she's your wife. That means we're practically related.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That's right.
That's right. The Josephine Baker story was good, too, about her life. That was a good one.
There's a lot of good films out there.
Oh, yeah. The Colombian was like the professional. She was bad. She was kicking everybody's ass. I love this movie, man.
What's that movie with Gary Oldman where he's like in the Westies and they have a dinner at Finelli's over in Soho, and he's like waiting, and his brother's in there having a sit down with somebody at Finelli's restaurant in Soho. It's like a Westies movie, and Gary Oldman is like Jimmy Coonan or Featherstone, Mickey Featherstone.
You're talking about State of Grace.
There you go. That's a great movie too.
A great film.
That's another good one. Then Vantage Point was good too. It's a thriller.
Oh wait,
kind of like crazy.
Let's not forget about Raging Bull.
Oh my God, that is a classic of classic. Man, come on, that is a classic, bro.
Yeah, I've got that. I've got that in my room there, Jimmy. Love that film.
I love that film.
The soundtrack. I love the soundtrack to that film as well.
It's good.
I used to go watch Roberto Duran train at the Main Street Gym in Los Angeles.
Oh, that's cool.
When he came to fight. I don't know if you guys remember Roberto Duran.
I love Roberto Duran. Marcus Hagler, Roberto Duran, those are classics.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Sugar Ray Leonard. Come on.
Roberto Duran. No mas, no mas.
Right.
Hands of Stone.
300.
Yep. Hands of
It's
Stone.
like Jimmy's story, 300, man. After all those trolls, man, you got to just tear all those trolls up by himself.
300's a good movie.
It's a good movie. It's a good movie, man.
Hey, what about the Jimmy? What about the comedy one? Analyze This with Robert De Niro.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's that was funny. Those are
Funny.
That salesman scene when he's a car salesman. Remember when he's a car salesman? Robert De Niro's a car salesman. He has to take a job, and he's talking about bodies in the trunk and.
Oh, yeah, I love that. I love that.
Yeah, that's one of the best, funniest films I've ever seen. That.
What
about? Go ahead.
What's the famous actor? I think he's from England. He's he got a Academy Award for playing My Left Foot.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
One of my favorite actors. He's
a great actor. Yeah. Absolutely.
Awards. Let's see. He got Academy Award for My Left Foot. He got Academy Award for
Gangs in New York.
Gangs in New York, and he has another one.
The one about the French and Indian War, upstate New York.
Yeah,
that's right. What's the name of that film? Now? I forget.
Mohicans.
That's
Last
the one.
Mohicans. There you go. Last
Mohicans. Definitely a good one.
Yep. They lose.
What about you guys ever see that movie A Dreams May Come with Rob? What's his name? He got he died. Robert. You know what I'm talking about? Robin Williams. That movie was deep. That movie was that was a really good movie. His girl died, his wife died, and his kids. He had to go back to hell to save her because she killed herself. And he went back. He was trying to keep her from killing herself. It was all about dreams. It just was a deep. I love the type of movies like that. It just make you think,
Saving Private Ryan.
Man, that's a classic.
I want to go to Normandy. It's like
this is a classic. Reservoir Dogs.
Oh yeah,
man,
I love
it. Absolutely. What about Pulp Fiction?
I love the scene. I love the scene where he's dancing to the what's that track? Cut Copper's ear off. Where he's dancing Madsen to the what's that track? 70s track.
Where did Jimmy go? He must have lost Jimmy.
We lost you.
Hey man, it's good to see all y'all. Hey Lewis, man, I seen you, man. I seen you a few times on here, man. It's good to meet you, brother. You're out there in the UK. It's good to know we got friends out there.
Don't leave us like
that. How have you been, Joey? Have you been okay?
Yeah, I've been doing good, man. Doing some union stuff and this and that, and it's been a little trial, going through this, but it'll get better.
You okay, Jimmy? We lost you for a second there.
Yeah, listen, I'm gonna be a minute, but go ahead. You guys talk, okay? I'll be right back.
We'll talk with ourselves.
Okay, go ahead.
Are you guys all in New York? Are you in New York? One of you in New York or?
I'm in Miami.
I'm in Ohio. He's in UK.
I'm in Dallas.
I'm
in Dallas, Texas, where it's about 118 right now.
Yeah, it's pretty hot in Miami too.
Yeah.
You guys got the nice weather out there though most of the time,
A lot of sun.
Yeah, it's been in the hundreds here. I'm in Liverpool, home of the Beatles.
Have you got to the cavern?
That's amazing, brother. I got to come out there one day. I got a friend out there, James Brown's widow. Tammy Ray Brown's real beautiful person. She's in the inner circle. She told me when I come out, she's gonna show me around. You know what I mean?
Have you visited the cavern?
I've been there many times. Yeah, many times. It's great. It's like I was saying to Jimmy one time on the live. It's like the Holy Land for the music scene. Like everyone goes there. Like even I've even seen one time I was walking down the street, which is called Matthew Street, what it's on, and Mick Jagger was coming out of there.
Wow!
Just like
very cool.
Like
it's cool,
really
man.
big people go there. Yeah.
You know what? I love your guys' accent out there. I'm just going to tell y'all that y'all got the coolest accent. Y'all got the coolest accent, man. Apart from America, y'all got a really cool accent. I really like that, man. People from UK, I love that accent, man.
Joe, you out in Cleveland?
Yeah, Cleveland area. Hey, you know what? I was going to tell you too. What's really fascinating about like UK and that place out there, that the architect it's like some of the first architect, like some of the first, like the castles. They have castles out there. I mean, there's a lot of history out there.
Really old historical architecture. Yeah, really.
Very spiritual place, man.
Adrian's Wall. I'd like to walk it someday.
I would love to go out there one day.
I've been there. I've been there a couple of times. Yeah.
Well, I would like to have a party with you, bro. I'll bring the hookah.
Yeah. Joey. If you come over, Joe, if you come over to Liverpool, Jimmy's got my details. If you hit Jimmy up, I'll come and see you, man. I'll show you around.
Definitely, man.
Definitely, bro.
Yeah, I'd love to do that.
But Jimmy, I was gonna just mention before we get back onto a topic. I watched the documentary. I think it's Wise Guy TV or Wise Guy Multi. But anyway, there was a little segment on Paulie G on it.
Okay.
And but they showed two really great pictures of him, Jimmy. One of them, he's got a red Chicago Bulls hat and Chicago Bulls jersey.
Yeah.
He looked really sharp on it, like.
Yeah, I'm in that picture with him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they probably took me out of it, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I'll send you the link, so you can have a look, Jim. Send you on your email address.
Yeah, if it's Wise Guy TV, I like Wise Guy TV. It's probably something else. It probably isn't Wise Guy TV. But Wise Guy TV, I like. But let's change the conversation to something different, since we we covered all the movies and stuff like that. But we could talk about, how about you guys pick something?
Jimmy, Bensonhurst was a solid middle-class neighborhood. What makes you think that it developed into such a concentration of organized crime there? I mean, it's as nice as any place in New York. I grew up in Whitestone, and it's just as nice over there as Whitestone. But and there was some element of organized crime there, but not like where you were. Nothing like that.
Well, you know what? That's a good conversation. I'm going to tell you, because when the Italians first came here, Bensonhurst was a neighborhood they came to. Bensonhurst, Gravesend, downtown Brooklyn. And, this is when they created organized crime, and, these old timers at the time, you got to remember something. All these old timers back in the day, you can mention Carlo Gambino, you can mention Carmine Persico. These guys, back in the day, you grew up in pool halls. That's how it was back in the day. You were a young kid, maybe 10 years old, smoking cigarettes. It ain't like today. You know what? Today it's a different world. These kids don't know nothing about, how life was at one time. Back in the day, you had to fight when you were growing up. And these guys committed crimes at a young age. I mean, I think Carmine Galente's first murder, I think he was like 12, 13 years old. So, think about it. I mean, you grew up really fast back then, and this is how, for example, the East Harlem guys, that's a Lucchese spot over there. You know what I mean? Tommy Lucchese, that was his, neighborhood. I mean, in Brooklyn, you had Carmine Persico. You had the Gallo brothers. So you know what? Everyone came from a different area. Genovese had Manhattan, the West Side. That's why they called the Genovese crew the West Side. So it's from those guys, Genovese, Carlo Gambino. That's when it started. They got the names: Luciano, Meyer Lansky, Bugsy Siegel. All these guys. But you got to remember something. When the Italians came here, they brought the Black Hand. And you know what? When we came here, just like any other national group, we got abused. People used to call us greaseballs, and we used to be dirty. You know, just like all these other nationalities that come here now that, you know what I mean, the Chinese are having problems with it and stuff like that. But we went through the same shit. But what they did was they formed organized crime, you know, and they took a hold of something. And you know what? They made money with it. And they used, fear and murder to excel with it.
Yeah. Now you think about it, the Ku Klux Klan never went up to New York to mess around. They knew better to go to New York, and look at the stuff they used to do. All right, so you know what kind of stuff they probably used to do to farmers.
And New York had 5 families, and look, you know, you could put a mob historian here; they could explain it better to you. But you know, back in the day, there was like 30 crime families in every state. You know, I mean, the Italians were very strong.
Yeah, I meant to ask you that, Jimmy. I read something about it. Wasn't there like another 21 families outside of New York? Something like that.
Yes, absolutely, yes. You had LA had a family, Detroit had a family, Pittsburgh had a family, Chicago had their family. You know,
Cleveland had their family.
Jersey had a family. New York had 5 families.
Yeah, Cleveland too.
I'm telling you, listen, there was a lot. You know, Cleveland, Ohio, Youngstown,
Vegas,
you know,
LA.
Yes, I mean, you know, and listen,
Kansas as well, Jimmy, wasn't it?
That's right.
Yeah, and look, you know what? They put together an organized crime thing. That's why the government is so scared of them, because they were very smart what they did. You know, I mean, look, even putting the unions together, and you know what? Using that union money to build. You know, they were skimming money off the union and to build. And then we had the docks, anything that was coming in. You know what? We had control over it. And the government learned from the Italian people, and they took everything.
Yeah. Well, the unions became a bigger racket than anything. That's why they, you know, I think Sammy said it. That's why they focused on that. You know what I mean? Because that was the good racket for them.
And look, if you put Sammy on here, and you know what? Look, I spent time with Sammy. Sammy's a really smart guy. Okay, he really is. He's smart, and he could tell you. He could give you the lay down of everything. You know how it was done. You know, the construction business. You got to think of this. Look, every window that was going into New York, the mob got $1. They got $1 out of every window. Think about the windows that were going up. They got a kickback of $1.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, so you know, and that was and that was like 3 families involved in that. You had the Lucchese's, the Gambinos, and I think the Genovese.
Jimmy, I grew up in Southern California in LA 50 years. Did you ever find any reason to come out to LA or Southern California, Jimmy, during your time? Was there any reason for you other than even to visit?
I actually came out there. I came out to California. When I first came home, I went down to California. My daughter's name is Callie. Okay, Cali, because I made her there. You know, I named her after Callie. See?
I love it.
Magic Mountain.
Yeah, my little one I named after my mother.
I love Magic Mountain.
Yeah. But listen, I love California. California is beautiful.
I love it out there.
Yeah, I just don't know if there was that much of a mafia presence, other than maybe in the movie industry with the unions and things like that. But I don't think it obviously as big a presence as New York and Chicago. You know.
Well, you know what? I think there was a presence there, but in the course of time, look, a place like New York, you're always going to have it because they're going to keep it alive. But other cities, like for example Detroit, you know what? Eventually, it's going to fade away. I mean, same thing with Chicago. Eventually, it's going to fade away because there's only one family. Look at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh had a family, the LaRocca family. It faded away. You know, LA had a family. It faded away. I'm saying because if you don't have the old timers that are going to open up the books and just keep on making people, you got to keep on making people for it to be alive. When you stop making people, then eventually it's going to die.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
Interesting.
I gotta go, guys.
Okay.
All right.
Who said
Hey,
hi, brother?
Yeah, Jamie.
Melina, hey, thanks for coming by. Appreciate it.
All right,
Thanks,
buddy.
Melina.
Take it easy, buddy.
Enjoy
I
your
just
day.
meet you, man.
I gotta
Peace and
run.
love.
I got to run too, Jimmy. It's a pleasure and honor to talk to you and to hear your story, especially your relationship with Christ. Now it inspires a lot of people, and I appreciate that.
You know what? Thank you so much. And listen, please come again.
Okay, we'll do.
Thank you so
Thanks.
much. Have a
Good
great day.
meeting you,
God
brother.
bless.
Nice meeting you, man.
Nice
Look
meeting
after
you, bro.
yourself.
Take care, bro. Hey, Jim, you think mafia could ever be as powerful as it maybe not as once was, but you think if the conditions are right,
No,
in
it can.
society, it could come back?
No, I'm going to tell you why. Because in the course of time, we all learn from mistakes, and the government learns a lot. And what they do is, say, for example, the mob used to be big in the numbers business. Okay, we're going to use the numbers, just the numbers. Okay, in Harlem and Brooklyn, you had social clubs. Every day, the guy would come around, a numbers guy. You want a better number? Put $20 on the number, $5 on a number, and that number will come out on the track. It would be the last 3 or the last 4 numbers of the track number. This is true, what I'm telling you, okay? Now, the government created the lotto. You understand? So they knocked the numbers out. You understand? So now you pay taxes on the numbers, okay?
Yeah.
I mean, this is what they do. If Sammy was on here, he could tell you a lot better than I could tell you. But I'm just giving you an example that they learned from us. I'm going to give you another example. Okay, all the gangsters back in the day had all the private sanitation. Okay, you know what?
Oh, he froze. Everyone froze. You froze too, Lewis?
No, I'm still here,
Okay.
Joey.
Okay.
Are you back, Jimmy?
You back, Jimmy? He's having internet problems today. You got to get 2 Wi-Fi's.
Are you back, Jim? Yeah, I can see you now.
How about now?
Yeah, I got you, brother.
So what was you saying again, Jimmy?
If I go in and out, yeah, we're good now. Private sanitation, okay? The mob used to have private sanitation.
We'll wait.
Yeah, you're
Private
back again, Jim.
sanitation. Go ahead, Jimmy. He got to come back out. He got to come back in, bro.
Yeah, he'll be back.
Wi-Fi issues. He got a lot of people on his Wi-Fi.
I might ask Jimmy, Joey, but you know what? I always wondered about the Hoffa situation. Is I know he was more hooked up with the Detroit family, wasn't he? But
I believe so.
Yeah, but it mentions, when you read up on the Hoffa situation, it mentions a lot of the Jersey family as well, pulling the strings. But Detroit brought him in, I think, in with the five families. Is that true, Jimmy?
What's that?
I was just saying to Joey, I was always a bit fascinated with the Hoffa situation, and I know he was hooked up with the Detroit family, but when you read up on him or you watch any of the documentaries, or they always say it was more New Jersey who pulled his strings. Do you know anything about that?
Well, you know what? I could give you a little detail on that. Detroit. There was a lot of guys in Detroit that were very powerful men. Okay, I forgot a couple of their names, but look, you had powerful guys in each state. New York obviously overranks other guys in states. I mean, not all guys. I mean, some guys. You got some guys in other states that New York respects them just like anybody else. And if you're a made guy, if you're in a family, you're a brother to them. I mean, that's a brotherhood. I'm saying it's all about respect. And they understand, listen, they're all responsible for each other. And if someone's out of order, they understand that, the last resort has to be murder. That's the way it's supposed to be with some people. But with others, you know what? The first resort is murder. Let's just kill this motherfucker, and that's the way it goes. But
Yeah.
Look, Jimmy Hoffa, he went away. He did some time in Lewisburg. He was told to, okay, you got to sit this out. We don't want you to, we don't want you back in the union. Okay.
Yeah.
And he was a tough guy. Jimmy Hoffa was a tough guy. And he said to somebody, you know what? Fuck you. I think it was Tony the Pro. He had a beef with him, and Tony the Pro didn't like each other. They did some time together in Lewisburg Penitentiary. And, you can't do that because Tony the Pro was a made guy,
Yeah.
So, he's a brother. So he's going to come first. It's like me and you are both wise guys, and Joe is just an associate. Regardless of anything, me and you, we're going to protect each other because he's just an associate. That's just the way it goes, because those are their rules,
Yeah.
You take that oath, and that's the life you believe in. But, he was told to step down, Jimmy Hoffa. He got a pardon. He wanted to take his position back as far as being the president, taking his old role. And he didn't want to listen. And for sure, 100%, that Frank Sharon, I think Frank Sharon definitely killed him, because it had to be someone that was close to him that set him up. And, but listen, the guy had to go because he didn't want to listen. And, and that's history. Until this day, they never found his body.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, believe so. Yeah.
But I tell you, it's a very interesting, amazing story. And look, you had Kansas City, you had Detroit, you had Milwaukee, you had Chicago, all those on the West, all those cities, they were all controlled. They were all controlled. Back then you had a lot of card games. You had number rackets. Everything was money. You had the liquor, especially in those prohibition days. I'm saying with the liquor, they were making tons of money, these people. And now look at the marijuana. Look at the government now. They took the marijuana, and now you pay taxes on it.
Yeah.
The little drug dealer. I mean, we go to the store now. You go get marijuana, and you pay taxes. I'm saying so. The government learns from us.
Yeah, true. And they just turn your racket, like the old school rackets, Jimmy, into legal ones, don't they? Basically.
Yep. And look, the mob made money off of everything. Okay, things used to fall off a truck. I mean, they had JFK Airport at one time. They were taking things. Look, they were glomerating everything. Kidding me?
Yeah.
Just like in the movie Goodfellas. You know what? Like Paulie told the guy, you know what? Money coming in, fuck you, pay me. I'm saying even if the restaurant wasn't making no money, fuck you, pay me. And that's what. At the end of the day, it's all about making money. And
that's
then
just the way it was.
And then in the course of time, what happened was a guy like Albert Anastasia. He got too big for his bridges, and he started straightening out people for money. I'm saying, give me 50,000, I'll give you a button, I'll make you. And then a couple people found out, and then he started killing other guys that weren't supposed to get killed, and this is how the mob got destroyed. I'm saying now that what they do is they started killing people like it was a game. They want to do anything they want. In the beginning, it wasn't like that. You just don't kill anybody. But then people started killing everybody. Well, I'll kill this one. I'll kill that one. And that's this is why the mob got destroyed, because of the people killing people, and bad judgment of character putting into people, into the families.
And like breaking their own rules, Jimmy, and stuff. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep. 100%. Absolutely.
All right. It was like divide and conquer. They put them against each other.
Well, you know what? They're always playing that role. Machiavelli, divide and conquer, stuff like that. I mean, you got to remember something. You're doing business with people you really don't like, but you're just respecting them. You respect people for the master, because of who they're with or what they have, things like that. But listen, hey, there's so much to that game, And listen, you learn so much from it. You know, I mean, look, let's talk about John Gotti for a minute, okay? I mean, John Gotti congregated to kill Paul Castellano because there was some tapes coming out of Angelo,
Ruggiero,
Ruggiero, and you know, John started congregating with Frankie DeChico, this one, that one, and you know, let's get rid of Paul Castellano. He's a businessman. He don't belong in this life. Carlo Gambino should have never ever made him the boss. That position should have went to Neil Delagratz, right? Because Neil Delagratz was a street guy. So you congregate with all these people. Okay, Frankie DeChico is close with Paul Castellano. Frankie DeChico is the guy who sets him up. And Frankie DeChico didn't have to set him up because Frankie DeChico had a beautiful position. He was a captain. Yeah. He had a lot of guys. He had a big crew, Frankie DeChico. You know, he's one of the guys that took the hit to kill Roy DeMeo. But so they killed Paul Castellano and Tommy Bellotti. Look who the leader is today now. So now the leader is John Gotti. Okay, so you got Sammy the Bull. You got all these tough guys out of Brooklyn, out of Queens, out of Manhattan. Now they got the leader. Their leader is John Gotti. They're following, in all honesty, they're following a jerk off. I'm saying? So they look back at that.
Yeah.
They look back at that and they say, what the fuck were we thinking? Why didn't we just kill him too? You know, because the guy destroyed the mob.
Yeah.
I mean, the mob is supposed to be underground. Understand? These guys, when you see them, you know who they are, but you don't know who they are. Understand? It's supposed to be something that's underground. What John Gotti did was he took it to the street and he made believe he was a movie star with the, I mean, wow, I'm John Gotti, walk around, but I'm saying, I mean, look at the Genovese crew. Look at a lot of guys. A lot of guys, they're wise guys. You don't even know who the fuck they are. That's what the mob is supposed to be. You don't know who these guys are. You know? But you know, a lot of people learned. A lot of people learned from that. So you know, but it can never ever be what it once was. Never. Because you don't have the old timers that you know, are smart enough to teach these young guys. Today it's like you do 5-6 years in prison or 10 years, you come home. If you're from one of the boroughs, you end up in one of the families. Saying one of the families is going to take it because you're a stand-up guy, you did your 10 years, whatever it is, and they'll straighten you out because they're looking for guys. And you go out there, you make a couple of dollars, whether you open up a business, whether you're a schemer, whatever the hell you do. And you know what? The big guy is going to straighten you out because you're going to funnel money back to him. You're going to give him money. So that's how they keep it going. But it's not, you know, listen, it's not, there's no pension plan in it. No. I'm saying your pension plan is you got to save, you got to build your own pension plan. You know, and plus, you know, if you're going to have a family, you have to, you know, provide for your family. But you know, listen, it's nothing what it used to be. And in all honesty, it's not worth it. You know?
Yeah. And you can listen to Sammy talk in some of his interviews and his shows. It seems like that's always something back in his head. He probably replays what they could have did because there's no doubt that Sammy and I think Frankie DeChico, those guys, if it wasn't for them, John might not even have lasted too long in that game. I mean, he really was, you know.
Well, you know what? Look, I'm sure they had a plan for John Gotti. I'm saying, but unfortunately, Frankie DeChico got killed. He got blown up. That once Frankie DeChico gets killed, you know what? John Gotti makes Sammy the Bull the underboss, and you know, now, you know, in order to kill John, you got to congregate against him. Who can you trust? Because now when you're congregating, you got to trust people, you know. But you know, listen, hey, John destroyed that whole family. Everyone knows it. All the guys in that life know it, and you know, it is what it is.
I mean, he had a lot of charisma. He did, you know, he won a lot of people over that way. That was one of his big strong points. His charisma, you know, he had a lot of that, and that won a lot of people over. I mean, he did what he did.
He had a lot of charisma. He had a lot of charisma. Okay, He was a good talker. He died in jail. Okay, you get respect for that. But look at Carlo Gambino. Okay, look at the old timers. He was nothing like them.
No.
I mean, did he have the smarts? Could John Gotti run a 5 Fortune 100 business? No.
You see what you're saying?
Yeah.
You see it? So, that's the smarts you need to have.
Like the chin.
And you think about it, Sammy, see, you know how many businesses Sammy had?
No.
Sammy had tons of businesses.
He's smart.
He really was.
Still smart. He's still smart.
He's a smart guy.
He's a smart guy, there's no doubt.
I mean, look, I was watching his, he's got this show, this movie come out. I don't know what it is, a series, a movie. It's called Salvatore. Now the guy's acting.
He said in one of
70-something years old, the guy's acting now.
You know what he said? That if John seen him now today, he is doing everything John wanted. He said, I'm doing everything John wanted. It's the craziest thing. He said he never wanted the spotlight. Now he's got the spotlight. Yeah. It's like, it's weird how life works out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's come full circle, hasn't he, Jim? It's great though. It's great though, I think, though.
And you know what? Look, we all go through certain things in our life to get to where, we want to be. You know what I'm saying? I think Sammy's in a good spot right now in his life, with his family. He has family with him. I think he's pretty successful. I'm saying he's got a YouTube channel with 500,000, followers on it. The guy's making some money. I mean, even Michael Franzese, I think he's very intelligent guy too, and these guys, listen, you got to give them credit. You know what I mean?
The last of the Mohicans.
Yeah,
the last of the Mohicans right there.
One time on the street, and now look, you're on YouTube. That's why this YouTube, it could be a platform where, you could build a brand and, you could build a business on it.
Right. Let me tell you, if you meet Michael in person, you'll understand why he was a good caporal and why he is the way he is today. Just meet him in person one time. I'm telling you, his personality, he's humble. I mean, he's intelligent, smart. Believe me, you meet him in person, you'll never forget him.
It was Joey Melrose. Part of Hoffa's story started in Philly and Atlantic City, 54 Union, with Joey McGrill being killed by Ralph Natali and later John McCullough, trying to get his claws into 54, and Scarfo and Testa killed John Mick. So, you know what? Look, there's a lot of, these are things I don't know because, listen, some people call themselves a mafia historian. I'm no mafia historian. I'm saying I'm just a guy that grew up in Brooklyn, as a kid, committed some scores, was involved in some fucking, some stuff that I'm ashamed of. I'm just trying to fix my life. I've been around some wise guys, some mafia guys. And, I just want to fix my life. Raise my kids, fix my life, be successful, and things like that. I wasn't no made guy. And I tell you straight out, I wasn't no made guy. I was a part of the Bath Avenue crew. I'm saying we did some foolish shit growing up, and we were underneath a banana umbrella. I'm saying we dealt with other wise guys. I could have got killed in the street just like some of my friends could have got killed in the street. I'm one of the lucky ones. Thank God I came forward.
You have nothing to be really ashamed of, brother. Things happen, they happen, bro.
Well, you know what? It's just
really look at you now.
Well, you know what is it? Just certain crimes that's always going to affect me. And then you got the haters. They're always going to throw it in your face, which, these things, because I'm on YouTube, I got to deal with these clowns. I'm saying that's what they are. Because they don't show their face. They're just a bunch of clowns,
They have no story, Jimmy. Yeah. Their whole agenda is looking at other people's stories and commenting like they're the experts or you're basically criticizing people. So, yeah. Go ahead, Lewis.
David Lancaster, thank you.
Yeah, but you've got everything to be proud of now, Jimmy. You've got everything to be proud of now, got a positive message and you've come full circle yourself, brother,
Thank you.
So
I appreciate
got everything
that.
to be proud of,
You
Jimmy.
did, brother. You did. You do. Look, man, they have nothing. All that stuff is
And
garbage.
I'm sure you'll. I can definitely see Jimmy having the same success as Michael and Sammy.
Yeah, he
You know,
will.
once
If
you
I
get
could
up
have,
with your book.
yeah,
He
if I
will.
could have any kind of success like those guys, even if it's 1%, I'd be happy. But let me see what this Sonny checking back in. You can do more than build a business, Jimmy. You can spread information and save the world, bro. If you don't have haters, you're doing the job wrong. You know how many haters I got?
Yeah, that's the truth. And you see how Michael handles it, and you see how Sammy handles it, and they go after him all the time.
He's
You
right what
gotta
he's saying, Jimmy.
you just gotta pluck them off. You know what? Because you are on the road to success. You have a lot to be proud of. I know it's hard as a human to deal with some of that stuff and all that kind of stuff that they do on here. This ridiculousness. But you standing tall, man, because what they're doing is really bottom of the barrel stuff. You telling the story. It's true. You've helped a lot of other people on here. You have a lot of things to inspire people with. When your movie comes out and your book, it's going to be even more powerful. The impact you make on millions. I'm telling you, millions. And they're just haters, man.
Yeah.
And that's just all they
Definitely, Jimmy.
Well, I'll tell you, you know what? That's why, like, look, I have a different attitude now. It's just basically, it's like I'm an elephant now, and they're a bunch of dogs.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna go with that.
Exactly. I mean, and the thing is, they didn't live none of that life. They're just there to get views on talking about other people. And like Michael said, that's the lowest thing you can do, really, just talk about people. I mean, he doesn't do that. He don't talk about other people. He don't get into that. That's not even on his mental, where his mind works. He don't even function in that realm. So he just ignores it all because he focuses on things he's doing, projects he's working on. Those are the type of things he puts his focus on, and he doesn't focus on those things because they're just a waste of time. They're just even if you let them rent some space in your mind for a little bit, it's just a waste of time.
Jimmy's good, man. He knows how to deal with it, don't you, Jim? He'll come out the other side.
Yeah, he deals with it. Yep. And he got us. He love him. We love him, and we're always here to support him no matter what. 100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
But as that last comment was saying, Jimmy, when you're doing something right, that's when people hate on you. You know what I mean?
No, of course.
So just keep doing what you're doing.
They said if you don't have haters, you know what they say when you don't have haters, right? Right, Lewis?
You're doing something wrong.
You're doing something wrong. We all got something out there.
Gary Montiel, time spent dealing with garbage cans is time you could spend helping the kids, brother.
Gary, I love you, brother.
Yeah. Peace and love, Gary. We love you, man. You're a good lad.
Yeah, man. That's 100% what he just said. 100%. And you have a lot of things you're working on now behind the scenes. And like I said, when this movie comes and the book comes, watch out, brother. Sky's the limit. Because all of us are going to have that copy of that DVD in our collection. Believe that. Right with Goodfellas, right with Bronx Tales, right with Godfather. Yeah. It's going to be right in our collection of some of the best movies. Believe that.
Definitely. I'll have the Bath story will be next to my Godfather.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
I can't wait. 100%.
Jim.
So. Yep, I hope so.
It is such an intriguing, Jimmy, I was raised right with you in that. I'm in a different city and we're doing different things, but I remember watching the stuff on the news with John, everyone. Never even realized you were part of that though, Jimmy. You were part of that whole atmosphere. You were part of all that type of, that life, man, and it's crazy, brother. You know what I mean? Really crazy, man. I almost died at 89, but you was around 9, whatever. But at the same time, in the 80s, back in those days, there was a lot of that stuff going on. You know what I mean? We've seen it. It was in the news all the time, But the thing is, you were living that life.
89, I was 20 years old.
Yeah, you were living that life, bro. And it's crazy, man. When I first heard your stories, I was like, wow, this is amazing, man. like the stuff you lived through. And I told you, I always had an instinct. You had a great instinct. I wish like Paulie would have had it. I think he did.
Yeah.
I think he didn't have as much as like you did. I think you'd have been now. I somewhere believe because woulda, shoulda, coulda. I think you would have been like, hey man, get out of town, go somewhere for a while, and let someone work it out for him. You know what I mean? Except someone could have worked it out for him. I feel bad when I hear about it. Your friend and some of your stories, man, because you put these pictures up and these guys are dead now. They're your age, they're young. They were young. Yep. Just it's sad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I second that though, Joey. I think you're right. Like Jimmy definitely had like an intuition when he was younger to certain things that he did that he shouldn't have done, and he marshaled them better, didn't he? You can tell, obviously, because he's still about. Thank God, you know.
Yeah, and I also think they took Jimmy for granted. It's like people do now sometimes. They don't realize the intelligence level he really has. You know what I mean? He was intelligent out there in the streets. He had this certain instinct. He knew how to move them streets. Definitely. He knew how to move. He knew how to, he knew when you could say something when you shouldn't. Like he was, you want to give respect when, you got to like lay back a little bit and hold your pride, which I think he was a real prideful guy. You know what I mean? I think that's what, at the point when he pushed this guy, I think it was just his pride a little bit. I think whatever was got to him, he wasn't thinking. I think if Jimmy would have been there, he'd have been like pushing back, like, come on, bro. You know what I mean? Relax. You know what I mean? Ain't worth it. Because that was kind of what is, that's one of them things that this guy, they live off of that. Like, they live off their reputation. Like, he felt he had to do something about it. You know what I mean? So it's sad, man, because you think of what these guys would be doing now, they would have got out that life. You know what I mean?
Jimmy, you're famous 150%. Don't address any haters, bro. In '89, I wasn't born. You're making haters famous by mentioning their name. You're going to do what you want, but hey, just my 2 cents. The mob life is glorified, and that's the saddest part. No honor amongst thieves. And that's the truth. You know what? Look, in that life, there is no honor. Like people think there's honor. Maybe back in the day, you know what, they made you believe that there was honor, but there ain't no honor because, in all honesty, in that life, you know what, you have to kill people. I mean, you have to kill people to shut people up, to do business with people. I mean, it's the only way you're gonna come up. Look at Joe Messina. Joe Messina did it. He had to kill those three captains. Those three captains were gonna eventually take over the family. I mean, then they had to kill Carmine Galante. I'm saying, I mean, you got to kill Paul Castellano. You got to kill Albert Anastasia. I'm saying, I mean, and then it trickles down and down and down. So listen, it's all of I mean, look, in that life, people are gonna get killed. It's just the way it is. Lately, no one's been getting killed because they know if you kill somebody, it's a life sentence. The feds ain't playing. And today, you can't get away with nothing. Compared with the cameras, the microphones, the people out there. I'm sure there's some people out there that are undercover. I'm sure. I mean, some of these families have some people that are undercover, like giving information. 100%.
Definitely.
Oh yeah. Definitely on that. I think Sammy, and he looks back at it. I would love to ask him, but I bet you he probably would be played. He probably wouldn't even kill Paul Castellano. He probably had a better chance moving up later if he would have let Paul Castellano stay where he was. I really believe that because Paul really seen a lot in Sammy.
Oh well, you know what, Frankie DeChico too. I mean, listen, no one was closer than Paul Castellano than Frankie DeChico. If you look in any photo, Frankie DeChico is in all the photos with Paul Castellano. Kidding me?
Those guys are old school guys, bro. They come from that old generation. They had a different way of operating. And John, nothing against John. Like, I'll never want to say nothing really against the guy. I don't know the guy. And he lived his life. But I'm just saying he was young and he was, he wasn't thinking like these older guys thought, like the Chin and these guys. They had a different mentality. And that's why they were to be successful running that like they did.
And you know what? Even in that whole family, you know what? I mean, when you're in the mob, it just destroys families. Look at anyone's family, anyone's father who's in it. I mean, there's this guy, that got killed, De Bono, and Sammy's, in Sammy's office. This guy was like a porn king or something, had a porn business. And you know why he got killed? Because he didn't come in and answer to John. So it's like, I mean, when you're in that brotherhood, they just call you in. Hey, listen, you got to come in. So you don't know if you're getting killed, and you got to trust your life. You got to put your life in someone else's hands. That's what's so sick about that life. You know what I mean? You're so easy to kill. You know, so you got to meet somebody, and you don't know if you're getting killed. You know, I mean, it's like when someone knocks at your door, you got to answer the door with a pistol.
I'm gonna tell you Michael's story about when he went to the sit down about his gas business. He said for the minute before he went to that door, he admitted, he said he was afraid. He never been through something like that, and you know, where your life could be taken. You know what I mean? He knew what was happening. He knew what was going on. And he went in, he said his piece and was able to get out of there alive. But he looked at his friend and said, "You knew what's going on. You didn't tell me." His friend like, "Would you tell me?" And he thought about it. He said, "You know what? You got a point." You know, that life is crazy, man. Even Michael talks about that situation.
Look, and then the thing is, you know, once you start getting big, you know, someone like Michael, when you start getting big and you start making tons of money, other people get jealous. And they're saying, you know what? Wow, he's giving us this, for example. He's giving us this much money. You know what? How much money is he taking? I'm saying people start thinking.
That's what they were thinking.
I mean, when it comes to money, people backstab people. It's just the way it is.
It's amazing. It's true.
So Gary Monteleone, I grew up in a mob family, and I can tell you firsthand that life was hell for my sister and I. The mob life leads to prison and death, but also remember, it also destroys families. 100%. And that's 100%. That's what I'm getting at, because
100%.
A lot of these guys either get killed, and if they don't get killed, they go to prison. If they go to prison, their sons and daughters, they're bitter that their father's in prison. But at least your father didn't get murdered, you know? And at the end of the day, that table that you're sitting at, there was a seat that your father was sitting at one time, he's no longer sitting there. I'm saying, so you know what? It destroys families. That's why I say go to work hard, you know why? And you never have to worry about getting a knock at the door. I'm saying you just keep on going on with your life. Go to work, provide for your family. It's the best life. You know?
I got a good friend who lost his father in that life, and it was sad when he told me the story. But like I said, you know, he lost his father in that life too. But at the same time, you know, that's why another thing, I'll never talk like if something about Gotti or any of those guys, like Sammy, they got kids, grandchildren. People really need to be respectful when they talk about these things, truthfully, because they got kids looking at YouTube too, and grandkids. It's not fair to them, you know, to smash the guy's name. Because I'm gonna tell you, I have a certain way, I guess, coming by my grandfather. I just respect people. You know what I mean? And I learned that you got to give respect, no matter what. You don't know the whole situation. That's why I respect Sammy, because he lived that life. He can say what he wants to say, but I don't. I think there's a limit where he'll talk certain things, because the families out there, they have kids, they have grandkids, and it's not fair to them. It really is not.
Well, it's the same way. It's the same way. The way we respect Jimmy for living that life, isn't it, Joey? You know what I mean? Because
you know, it's like
he's got kids as well.
He has kids, and they're gonna have grandkids one day, and kids.
It's like
not fair.
It's like a double-edged sword, you know, because the things you've been involved in, you know, you want to talk about it and explain. But then again, like you said, you know what, someone families out there that, you know what, they got to hear this, and their families were affected by this. You know, so it's very hard. You know what I mean? Because, you know, everyone gets very emotional about all these things. So I understand what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's why I like your show, and I like Sammy's and Mike. I just like shows on a certain level, and I'm not talking about. There's other shows I do think they're doing their thing. They got their little genre. I just don't. Yeah. I come from a different way. I just don't. There's certain limits you got to. But then again, you know what? Look, keep it on a different level.
Look at Pazzo. What Pazzo says, you know what? That's the oath they take. You know what I mean? I'm saying, look, they take an oath. I mean, this is their life. Where right away, you know, when you take that oath, they explain to you, you know what? You take this family before your own family. You you know.
Yeah.
And so many people are intrigued by this life mob shit, you know, until you're really in it. Look at John Panisi. He's one of them. I mean, you know, he took an oath, but then he realized, you know what, Mink, he caught a delusion. He thought maybe some guys were going to kill him. Saying, then he says his grandma, I mean, someone said, you know what I mean, his grandmother made him cooperate. But what I'm saying is that, bro, it's not peaches and cream. When you take that life and that oath, I mean, listen, you're dealing with other fucking monsters, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, and you're a monster yourself.
Yeah. Jimmy froze again. Yeah, I like what you said, man. I like what you said,
He's
John.
right.
100% what he's saying. And they got families, and then they did take an oath. They did take an oath. You know, and then like Michael said, now Michael said something which is really, he said, listen, they did take an oath saying put your family, and I'll tell this to Jimmy. Michael said something, Jimmy. They do take an oath saying you put your family before this family before your family. But Michael said, in all honesty, he said, if something's wrong with your mom or your son, they're not gonna, you know, you got to go do something with your family. They're gonna let you go do it. You know what I mean? That's just basically saying this. You know, this is basically in saying this is important. We're important. You got to put us where your family is. Now he said, Michael said this. He said, if something was going on with my family, I go take care of my family. They understand. He said they would understand that. He was saying when they put that out there, he was saying there's a little, you know, they do take this oath. But Michael said he explained it. He said, I'm not putting my mother ahead of son. They understand that. The guys would understand. You got to go. Yeah, you got to go to your mother before. No, they'll let you go to your mother. You know what I mean? Your father. He was saying that. He was saying that. He was saying it's just saying it's the words they say, but it's not literal.
Right, let's talk about this for instance right now. Okay. So Roro G makes a comment. Okay, she goes, Michael's own father, Sonny, put a hit on him. Is that true?
Michael talked about that in one of his videos. You can watch it.
So this is what I'm telling you, okay? So what kind of life is that? I would never in my lifetime, okay, ever put a hit on my children. So the thing is,
that's
what kind of
between Michael and his father.
But the thing is, look, but it goes to show you, it's a shitty life.
No doubt about that. I'm not even arguing that point. I'm just saying that I'm just coming from what Michael said, and he came to forgive his father for that. So I think that was between him and his father, and he came to forgive. His father was just a whole different breed. There'll never be another guy like Sonny Francis that ever walked this earth. I'm sorry, as far as in that life. He went 50 years, never said nothing. He still wouldn't say nothing in an interview with Patrick Bet-David. Wouldn't even say, he would listen to him talk when they took him out to dinner. He had a lawyer. He wouldn't even say anything bad when he asked about luck. Oh, he's a nice guy. He's a very good guy. He lived that life, and that was Michael understood that. And Michael, if Michael could forgive him, that's all that matters. That's all that really matters. Michael forgave his father. He forgave his brother too.
When Jimmy, when you were saying before, Jim, about Gotti with his mentality, and I remember seeing a mob documentary about it, and they released transcripts on it of Frankie DeCicco and Sammy talking about Frankie DeCicco was saying on it, I could be John's underboss, but John couldn't be my underboss.
Exactly.
And Sammy said, well, yeah, Sammy said, he couldn't be my underboss, but I can be his. And then Frankie DeCicco said on the transcript after it, well, what we'll do is we'll let him become boss, Sammy, and if it doesn't work out, then we'll kill him.
Yep.
That's what I've seen on this mob documentary.
And that's the ego. You know, your ego takes over your mindset.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
You know what? If John Gotti was really smart, you know what he would have said? He would have went like this. You know what, Frankie? You become the boss. Let me become underboss. Because the old timers back in the day, they didn't want they didn't want to be in the front getting all the publicity. They wanted to be in the background. You know?
Yeah,
true.
And
like,
I know.
Go ahead, Jim.
Go on, Joey.
No, go ahead, brother.
I was just going to say, I know that with you saying that, Jim, you're right, because what's his name? Sorry, the Chin had Fat Tony Salerno as the street boss, whereas he was the real boss, the Chin.
Yes, absolutely. And he made Tony. He let everybody think that Tony was the boss. You know, and that's what the old timers did. They were smart. And look, even back in the day, the old timers, you know what? There was old timers that were bosses. You know what? They worked in the bakery. They baked bread. And you know what? They were a boss. You know why? Because things like that built character. That's how you build character. You know, you're in the back. You're making bread. You're making cakes and stuff like that. But you know what? He's a boss, and that's the way it should be.
Yeah, Michael works at his own pizza shop sometimes. He'll be in there making pizzas and stuff, meatballs. He comes from that mentality. He wants to show them, hey, I'll come in here and pull up my sleeves like you guys. He's a boss. He don't have to do that. He comes from that generation. That's why I said these guys are cut from a different cloth. You know, Sammy was saying in your point, he pulled up to the Raven night and there's 60 guys sitting in there. FBI started taking pictures of them like fish in a barrel. And he was like, what is going on here? You know, he was like, he talks about it in his videos, like, what's going on here, man? What are we doing to ourselves? You know, because he had an old school mentality and he would have, I think he would have, regardless of anyone say about the guy, he could have been a CEO in a corporation. There's no doubt. He would have, if he would have stayed in the military, he would have been a strategizer in the military. He would have moved up in the military. The man had a certain way of thinking, and he does have an intelligence to him, man. And he really lived that life. It's part of him. He talks about it today. It still is in his heart. He lived that life, and he lived that life. I mean, we can't judge the guy. We're not God. You know what I mean? Only God can judge us, man.
Yeah, I definitely think even Sammy as well, Joey. I think him and Michael. I think they both were really good earners as well. You know, both of them. You know, I think they could have run any legitimate bank or any big organization. You know, if they would have went the right way. Like
Jimmy talked about him. We went to go see him. This man took out all the numbers on YouTube. This man, everything he gets into, he wants to know everything about it. He didn't put out Salvatore the first episode because he said it wasn't ready yet. He said it ain't ready. He wants things to be just the way he wants it to be. He has that instinct. He has that way about him. Just like he put on a hit. We put a hit on. He made every detail was worked out.
Yeah, I tell you, you know what? That's gonna be fun to watch. You know.
That is. I'm loving it, man. I'm loving seeing that because he took a whole different spin on it. No one's seen it coming where he made this like a fictional part. It's like a fictional part of his life.
You know what, Joe? It just goes to show you, okay? I mean, you don't got to go to the movies no more to watch a movie. You see this internet? You can make a movie right here, and you put it on. You could put the movie on your page, and you know what? You could have 1 million people watch it. That's how things have changed. Things are changing, you know?
It's amazing. You could put, like you said, TV shows, anything, series on it.
Yeah, I think, you know, whenever you meet up, Jim, over there, these investors or, you know, these potential investors, I think Jimmy's story is going to blow up, you know, honestly. It's going to do crazy numbers, Jimmy. Honestly, man. I can see it.
I hope so. I hope, you know what? I hope something happens, you know, because, you know, I just want to put out a good story, you know, the truth of growing up and, you know, where my life took me. And listen, everyone has their own story. This is my story of telling my truth of, you know, where I come from as far as my parents and how I got involved in all this mischief and stuff like that. And nothing good came out of this life, whether my friends are doing life in jail, whether someone had to cooperate, whether some of my friends were murdered. Nothing good came out of this life. There's nothing good that came out of this life. Nothing good came out of it.
Yeah, you build a good team behind the scenes. You build your team up, your production team, and you go for it, man. Just do it. Just do it, man. We're all waiting. We cannot wait to see this movie.
And I'm not looking to make anyone look bad, you know, when I write. You know, I'm just telling the truth. Listen, we all felt to this life. You know, it was a life where, you know, look, I'm not going to say we didn't have a choice. Yeah, we had a choice, but you know what? The choice we had, we fell to the street because it was an easier life. We thought, making money, shaking down drug dealers, robbing banks, hurting people. We thought that that was an easier life because these are the things we seen as we were growing up. And then we realized, it's not an easier life. I mean, some people are doing 35 years. You know what I mean? Some people are murdered. They're not here no more. So everyone's family cries, and even getting the hit to kill Vincent Bickelman from Joe Benanti, Anthony Sparrow, because Vincent Bickelman robbed Anthony Sparrow's daughter's house. What? When you're a kid, you want to, show these guys favor. You want to do something for these guys because, you want to show them, what? We want to, we're capable of doing this. And that's what Paulie G did. So, it's a life where there's nothing good that comes out of it. Everyone's family cries. Look at Paulie G. He was laid, he was killed in his house with his mom and dad, his sister, brothers, to see him on the floor. Bled out. Okay. And I'm not saying that he's innocent. He did some bad things too growing up, but that's the way of life that we were living. And the generations before us the same way,
That's the thing that you're talking about. The family gets infected, and affected, the kids, the wives, just like you said, the parents. I mean, there's so many people that get affected from that life. Like you said, it's a tragedy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's really sad, man. But
yeah,
at the end of the day,
But listen, guys, look, I'm on here 2 hours, okay?
Yeah.
And I want to say thank you guys for showing up. I appreciate it. I really do. Listen, we had a great conversation. It was a great show, and we'll do it again soon.
You got it, brother. Love you, brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Jimmy. Next time if we come on, let's talk some more baseball. I've been learning a little bit more about it recently.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. But Joey Smokes,
test me knowledge on it.
Yeah, Joey Smokes, thanks for coming. Louis,
anytime, brother.
And let me just say goodbye to everybody else. But listen, I love you guys. Thanks for showing up, and I'll see you on my next video.
Right. Yeah, audience, we love you too. Yep. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, big respect, big love, man. Joey. Big love,
you too, brother, man. You take care out there in the UK.
Man.
Good to meet you, Lou.
See you soon,
brother.
See you soon, Joey. See you soon, Jim.
See you soon, baby.
Okay, guys. Joey and Lewis, it was good chatting with you. All the guys that came in today, it was great chatting with you. Thank you to everyone showing up. Sonny, thanks for showing up. I appreciate you. And do me a favor, guys, if you can. You know what? I always forget to tell you guys, can you please hit the like button? It means a lot to me. I appreciate it. I want to thank Mo for the $2.99 today. I mean, that's very generous of you. And, I appreciate it very much. And anyone who sent the Cash App today, a super chat, thank you so much. It's very kind. Eddie G, I see it. Me and Eddie G, that's my boy right there. Boston J, I'm not sure if I saw you in the chat, but, thanks for showing up. You probably had to do something. You had to probably run Sports Brand. Raymond Koza, David Ellis, Bully Whispers, Anthony Santoro, Go to Life, Brooklyn, New York. Yeah, I got that like button. Sling Blade, what's up, Sling Blade? Thank you, Sling Blade. And I see a lot of Sling Blade. Thanks for always defending my name and talking good about me. I appreciate you. It means a lot to me. Beck, Brooklyn, always pleasure watching your show and always like all your videos. Thank you so much. Brad R. What's up, Brad R? Thank you for showing up. What do you mean with push? Push the like button. Press the like button. Dawn Marie, always good to listen to you. Jimmy Calandra, thank you, Dawn Marie. I appreciate you. Thanks for showing up. And to everybody, Chris Russo, thank you for showing up. Everyone out there for showing up. Ramps of the Wall Street, enjoy family today. Sports Brand, I see you. One up like button, hit it. So yeah, hit that like button, and thank you guys so much. I love you all. Listen, I have the best followers. M. Soretti, thanks a lot. Jesse Roth, thanks for showing up. Leo Mendez, I appreciate it. So I'll see you all on my next video, guys. Okay? Thank you so much for showing up. I love you guys. You guys are the best. Bye, guys.
The streets will never make you grow. It's not a seed, it's a gutter. There's no happy endings in this life. So this is my message to you. The streets will never love you back.